Okay, let's start now and we'll see these problems. Fine. In the previous class we have talked about tools and we have talked about how to import AutoCAD inside Revit to trace the plans and to get our reference from that plan, right? Then we have drawn these walls and then we have got an introduction about the curtain walls. Today we are going to go deep inside the curtain walls and to see how to configure these walls and how to edit them, how to get the maximum out of these walls. Fine? The first thing, to draw your curtain wall, let's go to the plan view, ground floor plan for example, window tiling WT. I will have the ground floor view and I will have also the 3D view. Let's access our architecture panel, then wall. Under wall I will go to the type selector and then I'm going down to get to the curtain wall types. Let's go with the typical curtain wall. Just click on the curtain wall and draw it anywhere in your plan view. For example, this one. Fine. It's a plain curtain wall without any mullions, without any systems, and it's just a piece of glass. Now you are going to add some parts to this curtain wall. What is it built of and what is the structure for this curtain wall? Usually you need mullions, right? And these mullions have center lines. These center lines are grids. Fine. So it's combined out of more than one part. The first thing, the grids, which gives the places for the mullions. The second thing is the mullion. Tamam. Fine. The third thing is the border. And the fourth thing is the glass itself. How to add these parts? Once you have a curtain wall, access to your architecture panel, you will have these systems here. I need the curtain grid and I also need the mullions. First of all, I need to decide where are the grids, then to assign mullions to that location. How to do that? Click on grid, then let's enlarge this view. Once you are moving on the horizontal border, you will get the vertical grid. Fine? Just click anywhere you need. Once you are moving on the vertical border, so you have the horizontal grid, the horizontal grid line for the mullion. Fine? Just click in places that you need to assign your mullions. Now you have the grid lines. In this case, you just have a curtain wall just like this one without vertical or horizontal mullions. If you are going to add some mullions, just access to your mullions on the architecture panel. Just click on this option. Now you have more than one type for these mullions. So select the one that you need. Let's say that you are adding a 25 millimeter radius circular one. Then you can just click on the grid that you need to add a curtain mullion on it. Fine. Click here. Now you have this mullion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and so on. If you are going to add the border, just click on mullions, select the border that you need. Maybe you need this one. Just click on it. 1, 2. Now it's giving me an error and this error is not that issue, so as you have them placed in the 3D. Fine. This is the way of adding some mullions grids to your curtain wall. Again, just draw a curtain wall. Fine. Curtain wall, I have choose the empty one. Then I'm going to draw it in the viewport. After I have drawn this wall, I need to add some mullions and grids. The grids are just the divisions of the curtain, the curtain panel. Click on curtain grid in the ribbon, in the command panel, and just place your grids. Fine. By moving on the horizontal and vertical borders. Then after adding your grids, you can now add your mullions if you need to add mullions. If not, so it's divided now and you can use it. If you need mullions, just go to the architecture panel. Under architecture, go to mullion, then click on mullions, select the mullions that you need to use, maybe this one at this time, the square, click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. After placing these mullions, these are the interior mullions by the way. Now I need to add the border mullions. Let's add the border mullions from architecture, mullion, and after that select the one that you need. Maybe you need this one, this one, this one, the one that you need, and just place it on the borders. Fine. So now we can have our mullions created. Let's go a little bit deeper. After drawing your mullions, grids, the whole system of the curtain wall, you can now select the pieces and the parts of that system. You can select the whole curtain wall this way. Fine. And you can also click tab, you can select the mullion itself. Another tab, you can select the grid line that is controlling this mullion and you can move it. Maybe I want it under 0.5. Fine. You can also select the panel itself, this one for example, and then you can change the type of this panel, you can change the color of this panel, you can change whatever you want. So the first thing, we can draw the curtain wall. Second thing, we can add some divisions which are the curtain grids. The third thing, that I can add mullions on that grid. Fine. The third thing or the fourth thing, you can add borders. The fifth thing, that you can select more than one part or one of the parts on the system or on the curtain wall. How? Just hover over on a common place for your selection, click tab for alternatives, and then once you have the thing that you can select or you want to select, just click over it. If you are moving your grids, just click on one of these numbers and add a number. It will move the selected curtain. So the selected curtain grid. Fine. This is the process of drawing the walls or the curtain walls manually, adding the systems manually. But if you have a huge elevation, a huge facade, that is a curtain wall with too many repeated grids and too many parallel grids, so what is the solution? It's not logical to draw these grids manually, one by one. So sure, I have a method to draw the curtain grid or the curtain mullions automatically, right? In the previous class, we have said that any wall that you have just drawn, you can just select and edit the type. You will get to your settings, right? If you have a curtain wall, you also have an edit type. Just click on the wall itself, select the wall. Now the wall is selected. Click on edit type. You have all these options. Let's make it smaller and move it now. On this panel, you have all the ability to do all the settings to the way to meet your design. Let's cancel this one. Let's draw another wall, a curtain wall. Fine. Now it's empty, right? I will go to edit type. I'll select this one, edit type. Under edit type, we have used to click on duplicate and usually give it a name. Now I don't need to give it a name if it's exterior or interior. That's important for the solid walls, right? For the curtain walls, the important thing to tell maybe the type of the panels, maybe to tell the distances between the grids, which is more important. So maybe I can say vertical, for example 2 meters multiply by horizontal, let's say 3 meters. Okay, click enter. Now I have the ability to give the settings. Let's say what are the settings in this box. The first thing, what is the function of your wall? Is it exterior or interior? Is it a structure or whatsoever? So just select the type, and it's important if you are on a BIM process. You have to tell all the right or the correct information. So it's an exterior curtain wall. I will leave this automatically embed option to the end. Fine. Curtain panel. What is the type of your curtain panel? What is the type of this glass? Is it solid? Is it a solid panel? Is it a frosted glass? Is it a dark glass? Is it blue glass? Whatsoever. Is it a mirror? Whatsoever. So I can select the type of the curtain panel here. The none means that it's the clear glass, the normal one. But if you want to change it, you have all the types of the walls, the solid walls. So you can select a panel, you can select a panel and use it as a solid wall. If you are repeating the same type of the wall, so you can use a curtain wall and give a curtain panel under a solid wall. If not, if you want it empty, for example, you can also select one of these options. I will keep it none now to get the glass panel. Fine. Join condition, I will keep it to the end. Now I need to access to the vertical grid and horizontal grid. Now before starting the automatic settings, I have placed my vertical grids manually, right, and horizontal grids manually. Now I'm talking about what is the layout of your vertical or horizontal grids. Let's say that you are using a fixed distance for your grids. I want my vertical or horizontal grid with a fixed distance out of 2 meters, right? This is the name. The second thing, I want my horizontal grid out of a fixed distance also out of 3 meters, right? Now let's click OK. I will not add anything else. I will just click OK. It will generate my type now and give me the grids automatically. And even if I enlarge my wall, it will also give all the divisions automatically. Fine. Let's click again on this type, edit type. Now I don't only need vertical and horizontal grids, I also need to add my mullions automatically. Fine. So what to do? I will access to the same box or dialog box of settings. I'll go down. What are your vertical mullions and what are your horizontal mullions? What do you need to use? I will just click on this type, the interior type. I told you that they are the mullions inside the curtain wall. So the interior type for the vertical mullions, I will use, for example, 25 millimeters radius. For the border type 1 and border type 2, I will use, for example, 50 millimeters. Fine. So now it will generate the families automatically. I have selected the family of the interior type, have selected the family of the border 1 and border 2 types. I will go also to the horizontal mullions, the same for the interior and the same for the border 1 and border 2 types. I click here 25, click here 50, click here and choose 50. Now I have set all the settings for my curtain wall. I will just click OK. So I will get my type generated. Any changes to the size of this wall will be automatically generated and recalculated to give you all the settings or all the mullions that you need. Fine. Now, what if you need these mullions to be inclined, not horizontal or vertical? You can just select your wall and you will find this option under the properties type. And I have told you before that this area of settings, this set of settings in the properties palette, it only works on the selected object only. So if I have changed the angle, this wall only will be changed. Let's copy this one from here to there. I have now 2 walls out of the same type. If I come to the properties palette and go down, now it asks me for the angle of your mullions, right? Let's click on, for example, 45 degrees. I'll go out a little bit. Now all the vertical mullions are inclined. Fine. What if I want the horizontal mullions also to be inclined? I will select the wall that I want to change. Then I will go down to the horizontal grid also. And then I will ask Revit to give it a 35 degrees, for example. Now all the mullions are inclined. Fine. It's easy, no? Okay. Now another topic or another, let's say, tip. If you have a solid wall, I'll select this one and I'm going to make it solid. This is the solid wall. Fine. And then you have a certain place out of a curtain wall. Sorry for the cable, it's unstable. Okay. If you have here an opening, and inside this opening it's a curtain wall. The common thing, if you want to think about it, you will just double click on this wall. You are going to add an opening. I don't know what's about the cable. If you just add this line and this profile for your wall, then you will add a curtain wall inside, right? This is the typical case, and this is the idea that will come on your mind. Now, no, you will not do that. In Revit, you will just draw the wall this way. For example, I will select this wall, create similar. Okay, I just going to click on edit type. Under edit type, I have this option, automatically embed. This option enables your curtain wall to cut inside the solid wall and give you the opening automatically, just like any window or a door. Let's do it. Click on this option and click OK. Go to your ground floor plan and just on the center of your wall, draw your curtain wall on the center from here to there. Now it's automatically opened. Go to your 3D. Now you have this wall. But if you just change this option and uncheck automatically embed, go to ground floor plan. Under the ground floor plan, draw your wall here. It will not open and it will tell you that there are overlapping walls in your system. Why? Because it's not a curtain wall with the automatically embed option. Automatically embed means that the wall will automatically open a void inside the solid wall. Fine? So this is the method of creating curtain walls, editing these curtain walls, adding curtain grid, curtain mullions, even if the adding or placing of these curtain grids or mullions manually or automatically. Fine? What's about running the system and trying on your systems, please?